In this video, I want to walk you through the start screen. Now, to get to this screen, you just go to figma.com and sign in after you've created an account, and you'll land directly on this screen here. And if you want to jump straight into creating a new file or project, you can click on New File here, or you can click this plus button near the top left. And then you have a number of other options. If you start with a sketch file, for example, or a JPEG or a PNG, you can drag and drop that directly into this browser, and that will start a new file with those assets in there. If you're not a fan of drag and drop, you can click on this Import File button, and you can import those files that way as well. And then we have a few ways of organizing our files. So right now we can jump into our files through a Recents view, or if we want to look at our drafts or deleted files, we can find those here. You can also create and organize projects and files within teams, which allows other people within your team to collaborate on these projects and the designs. So let's click on New Team here, and I'll just call this the Figma course team, and we'll click Create Team, and you can name your team whatever you want. When we create a new team, Figma presents us with some team plans here. I recommend just getting started with the starter package, and you can always upgrade later. So for now we can get started for free, and after I create my first team, we can see we have a whole new view here under the Figma course team. We don't have any projects yet, so if I click on New Project here, it'll actually create that project under this team, so anybody that's a part of this team will have access to and see all of the projects in here. So I can quickly create a new project by clicking a button, and I can name this Figma course project. And everyone at Figma course can edit. So I can just click on and allow the people in this team to view it, or I can have an invite only and let me choose who has access. So I can click Create Project here, and we can see that project is now under this Figma course team. I can also find it here now, and I can add multiple projects inside of this team. And then here is where I can invite team members to collaborate and design with me. So if I wanted to, I could invite Alonzo at Brainspin, and I can give him edit access and invite. So now we can see that I'm the owner and I've allowed him to edit, and it shows his image is transparent until he opens his email and accepts my invite request. So this is the start screen, and over here we have notifications. So if anybody comments on anything or interacts with the project, you'll get those notifications here. And also if you want to rename a team, you can always click on this little down arrow here, and you can rename or leave a team here. Now that we've created a project here, when I click on this project, we haven't opened it yet, and there aren't any files associated with this project. So I can click on New File here. Now we've created an untitled file, and I'm going to go back to Files here. So we can see we have an untitled file here, and now we have some options. Now that we've created a project inside of a team, we have some additional options here. So if we want to share a project, we can just click on this share icon and invite people via email. Or we can remove this from our favorites here. And so it's removed inside of here. But if you click on the Figma course team, you can still see the project inside of here. And I can choose to re-favorite this file, and we can find it back in here again. And now we also have one more button, and this is the Manage Slack Notifications. Now if you click on this option, it gives you some added features. You can integrate Figma with Slack to allow your team members to join this Figma project and interact with it using their Slack login. And they'll also receive Slack notifications. Now this feature is an upgrade feature, so I'm going to click Cancel here. And we won't integrate that yet, but if you do have Slack and you have the paid feature, feel free to go through this Manage Slack Notifications and test it out through the course. Now the last thing we haven't covered yet is this little hamburger menu icon. And because we're inside of a Chrome browser, if we look at this, we have menu options for the Chrome browser itself. But we like to have a lot of menu options for Figma. So if we click on this hamburger menu, this is where we'll find some of the things you would usually see up here inside applications. So here's where you can create a new file, import files, and then you can click Get Desktop App. And I highly recommend that you do this, because it will allow your productivity to be smoother. It'll allow you to access controls within this menu bar here. I'm going to talk a little bit further about the menu bar in a future video, but if you do want to edit inside of the Chrome browser or inside of an internet browser, you're going to have to find the things you'd usually find up here. You'll find this in the hamburger menu.